Well, hello guys. Kevin the Comic Doctor coming to you with a glitchy live CGC unboxing, guys. How you doing? Uh, three boxes for you tonight, my friends. Three pretty big boxes and some pretty cool books to share with you, guys. I'm Kevin the Comic Doctor. I'm a comic book presser. I'm also an authorized CGC dealer located way up in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. And this is my weekly show and tell, my virtual show and tell, my friends, where I come on here and I share with you comics that belong to you, my amazing clients. Like I said, three boxes to share with you tonight. No real topics to talk about. So if you have anything you want to talk about tonight, hey, you know what? Great opportunity to ask away. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have pertaining to comic book collecting, grading, what's happening over at CGC, what's happening over at the shop as well, too. Guys, hey, listen, it's almost Christmas time. So if you're local to the Oshawa area, you might want to come by the shop this Saturday between 11 and 2. If you have some last minute gift shopping to do, we have a lot of crazy, awesome stuff at both the Comic Doctor shop and upstairs the Comic Loft as well, too. Charlo's been really bringing in a lot of cool items you're not going to find just anywhere. So if you have a loved one who's asking you, geez, you're so hard to buy for, say, hey, you know what? Go over to the Comic Doctor shop. They've got all kinds of good stuff. And Kevin will help you pick out something really special. Guys, let's get started. We'll come on over to the live chat very, very soon. There's about 30 of you here right now. Let's get started. I think you already saw one of the first books I had to share with you, and it's right here. It is a Marvel Age number 25 in a 9.0. That one came along with a couple of biggies. That's right. And in no particular order, here we have a Superman number 9 from a Marvel Age to a Superman number 9 in a 6.5. Now, you may have seen some of these a few weeks ago. I was working on these, and they came back really, really quick, which was fantastic. Hey, listen, if it's unlimited value or if it's, fast tracked, your books are going to come back lickety split. Unfortunately, if you are one of those unlucky few that whose books were sent in under vintage over the last 4 months, well, you'll be waiting a little bit longer. We have a number 7 Superman in a 6.0 as well. We have a number 3 Superman from 1940, and this is in a 3.5. I was quite happy with these two lower issues here, number 3, and I was actually quite shocked at this one here. Number 2 came back at a 2.0, and you know what? I wasn't sure if we were going to get there or not. I dry cleaned this book. I strained up a little bit, kind of, even this one here had some damage down here that I was able to improve. And this one here, I dry cleaned the area. We didn't want to, wash it. Guys, as soon as you start washing the books, and people, well, why don't you wash the books with your new deacidification service? Well, we could. But you know what? I don't. I'll be honest. I haven't sent enough books in yet to feel comfortable knowing I'm going to get a universal blue label back, and when you start, doing some conservation work, there's always that chance you're going to get a silver strip conserved label. Now, some guys don't mind that, but you know what? I'd rather keep it with universal blue. I apologize if the screen is kind of crooked here. I'm doing my best to keep it kind of in order here, but it doesn't want to work. But anyways, I was happy with the 2, and I'll tell you why I was happy with the 2, because this spine was split, and there's a big chunk missing down here as well, as you can see. And I thought, you know what, maybe a 1.8. If we get a 2, then great. Luckily, it came back a 2. And I'm very happy because Carlo, who comes on the show quite frequently, has another one that's at CGC right now. And it's almost done being worked on. And that one is actually, it's in, this cover's in better condition in this one. But again, and it's completely detached. So I'm hoping that book's going to come back at 2 as well. Maybe a 2.5. That'd be great. I doubt it, but you never know. That'd be fantastic if it did. Anyway, some really nice Golden Age books here. Let's keep going here. We'll do one box and we'll go down to the, then we'll head over to the chat and see what you guys are saying. Let me get this going here, making sure the books are, there's no cracks on these slabs, and there don't seem to be, which is pretty awesome. All right, what else do we have here? Now we've got a lot of moderns, and we've got a few vintage books that are starting to come back from a long time ago, which is pretty awesome. All right, let's see here. Okay, let's get going. Here we go. So first off, hey, nothing wrong with a nice 9.8 copy of Secret Wars, number 8, first appearance of the Black Symbiote. We also have a 9.4 copy of 252. It's a nice pair to have together, obviously. We have an Omega Man number 3 in a 9.4. And just let you know, another 3 boxes arrived today as well, too. And yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to fit another unboxing in. I have a feeling the next unboxing will be a pre-recorded one, just so you know. Considering next week is Christmas, I'm going to probably take the week and not do any. Try to relax a little bit, that'd be a nice thing to do. We have a ASM 300 and 8.0. And we have an ASM number 152 with a shocker, a nice cover, and a 9.2. Let's see here. We got a 9.8 copy of Amazing Spider-Man 298. And a nice 9.8 copy of Amazing Spider-Man 361. Sammy, out there, look. I think the Carnage books are having a resurgence. Here's another one to go along with that. 2 9.8s. Pretty sick. We have a 9.6 copy of Spectacular Spider-Man number 1. Right there. I'll make sure want to make sure you can see that. There we go. That's a bit better. Hey, Peter, how's it going? They were nice ones. Peter, your book's back. I think I texted you last week. Did you not get that text? You have one book that came back. I know that. 9.6 of ASM 700. It's funny. Guys won't see their books on the show. Well, they actually probably do see their books on the show, or maybe they just watch it, in sections. They might miss it. But, yeah, you can't always catch it. Oh, that's too bad. 2 9.6s of this particular book. We got a 9.6 copy of ASM 187 with Captain America and Electro. And then we have a 9.8 copy of ASM 362. And we have a 9.8 copy of 379. Some more symbiote fun. Now that stack is pretty damn high, so I'm going to have to, let's put that away. Actually, can I put that fit in there? Oh, yeah, let's see here. Yeah, this whole new system, as you probably noticed when I went on and made some mistakes there, I'm trying to keep this relatively organized. Let's go back to my headshot while I put these away, and I can read some of these questions here. Hey, Trevor, good to see you. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Nice to see you as well. Anthony Wheeler's here. Chris McCann's here. How you doing? DJ Nashville. Boy, a lot of guys are here. Great to see you guys. Kaylin's here. How you doing, Kaylin? Good seeing you last week. Oh, yeah. By the way, last week, my gosh, if you guys saw that I was promoting that Comics Comp Con 2024 last Saturday. Wow. You know what? Different crowd of people, I'll tell you that. Some of my regulars from here were there, and man, there were some great deals. Chip Zdarsky was selling all of his books at like $1.50, $2 a pop, free signatures. And I'm going to tell you, there were some pretty big books, some variant issues of his work in there, and they were like some amazing deals that day. So, yeah, Anyways, keep your eye open for. I'm not sure if the Raid Studio is going to do that again next year or not. But I'm going to try to get Chip to come into the shop as well as Jim Zub. I talked to both of them. I didn't know Jim Zub was from Oshawa. He grew up here. He's actually the same age as my wife. And he said, yeah, he's in town somewhat regularly, so he might come by the shop and do a signing as well. So that'd be cool. So that was really nice. It was a great time. Not a lot of subs came in for his signature series, and to be quite honest, it amazes me that a lot of comic guys really don't know much about grading, and they don't care about it, and that's fine too. Not everybody's in it. Not everyone likes the idea of slabbing their books, but it seemed like a lot of guys were walking by and they weren't really sure what the hell CGC even was, and that's kind of shocking to me. But you know what? We all know about it, but not everyone does. Anthony Wheeler, hold up. Apparently there's multiple beautiful Superman books. Yes. Eric says, today I checked the cert number on CGC site and now it lists the book as an 8-0. Eric, I missed the first part of that. Here it is. So Doc, a couple weeks ago, I mentioned that I dropped off a Batman 608 98 at CGC booth at a Comic-Con for a reholder. I finally got notice that I was charged for the service, but not shipped. Okay. That's what happens. They will bill you as soon as the books arrive there. They bill you. That's why, guys, I asked when I work with you guys, I asked to be paid once the books ship out, because I know that once 150 or 200 books land at Sarasota, they're going to bill me. And, you can imagine how hefty that is on my credit card. So that's why I asked at that point that I be paid. Now, if I had a 30 or 60-day payment system set up with CGC, it's a different story, but I don't. So as soon as my books land there, they bill me. So I'm assuming that's what happens to you too. So yeah, that's pretty normal. Don't worry about a thing. Grounder, how you doing? Merry Christmas to you too. Let's do a 6 to do a 6 tonight. No, I'm not doing 6 books tonight. I am not doing 6 boxes. I tried that before, and that was a nightmare. We'll do another one later. Hey, Shelby's here. Shelby's Comics is here. How you doing, Shelby? Good to see you. Dave is here. How you doing, Dave? John's in the house. How you doing, John? Winston Ing, how are you, pal? Oh, Eric says, okay, let me get this right, Eric. You said to book in for a reholder. It was a 9-8. Now it's saying it's an 8-0. Is that what you're saying? Louis, how you doing, pal? Luis Mendoza, how are you? Please clarify that, Eric, because that's kind of crappy if that's the case. All right, I'm almost done. Boy, I can get a lot more books on here. Spartacus. How's it going? What is he saying? Merry Christmas. Hey, are all the Eastman magazines back now? You think your elves can get them all shipped out for a Christmas present? Well, not all, but most are back. I have about 23 sitting there that have not been shipped yet from the Eastman signing. So I'm not 100% sure. A lot of them are back. I did a massive amount of mailing this week, actually. A lot of Quebec books went out yesterday, today. I got a couple more that I got to send out as well. I'm just doing them as they come in. Again, I don't ship until the orders are absolutely complete. So if you have one book that's hanging over at CGC, say you got 10 books here that are ready, but you got one vintage book that's sitting there, yeah, I'm not going to ship your books back. Now, if you contact me and say, Kevin, send them back, I don't mind paying additional shipping later for the single book, then I'll send them back to you. But that's the situation. Eric, it went. Okay, what's he saying here? Eric says, oops, sorry, Eric. It went in for a reholder, and now are you sure? That's not good. I would give them a call and find out what's going on there. Why did a book go from a 9-8 to an 8-0? Now, that said, the only reason I would think is that it was damaged, and I hope that's not the case for you. All right, let's keep going, guys. Here we got some more to do. We have, holy shit, lots of these invoices. We've got an ASM 150 and a 9.4. Let's get this up on the screen for you. And we have a second Secret Wars, number 8. This one's a little bit brighter in terms of its color, and a 9.8 as well. All right. Wow. Okay. We got some 9/8s, friends. We got another 9/8, 316. Very cool. And we have, okay, we got some 9/8s coming up. We got a 310, also in a 9/8. Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't want to jinx myself, but boy, oh boy, the slabs, I haven't seen any cracks. I probably just jinxed myself, but I have not seen any in quite a while. Another 9/8 copy of 361. That's 3 issues of 361. Are the Carnage books making a comeback? I got to figure out a way to make this so it's all even there like that. Let's see here. All right, let's see. We got a 9.8 copy also of Secret Wars number 7. Right there. And a 9.8 copy of Amazing Spider-Man 311. Oh, brother, what am I doing here? Oh, I gotta draw some lines on here or something so I can guide myself. But there we go. All right, then we got a couple older books here. We have a 7.0 copy of Astonishing Tales 25. Love that cover. Deathlock, first appearance of Deathlock, Astonishing Tales 25. And then we have an ASM number 100 in a 9.0. And last but not least on that box, we have Night Nurse. I haven't seen this one in a while. Number 1 in a 7.5 right there. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, I'm going to start opening the other box up. 1 sec, I'll put these guys away really quick. See what else you guys are saying. The chats or the comments. Here we go. I only want to see Christmas books tonight. Spiro, come on. No Christmas books here, I don't think. Charles been having a little bit of fun with the whole Christmas book thing. He's been doing Christmas books over at the shop, like Christmas covers and such, which has been pretty cool. Yeah, Eric, I would give them a call and see exactly what the hell's going on. That sounds really, really crazy to go from like a 9.8 to an 8.0. That happened to a client just the other day. He came to the shop to pick up his stuff, and but they wrote me and said, look, the book was a 9.8, now it's an 8.0 because it was ripped, it was torn, it was damaged. But they came out and told us that. And I've talked about that before on the show. So, but to drop from a 9.8 to an 8, something had to have happened to that book. So, yeah, make sure you contact them and see what's going on, right? Because, that is not good. Dave House, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Nice Superman books. Yes, they are. CG slabs in general seem to be made of stronger stuff the last year or so. How are you seeing less cracks lately compared to? Yes, last year, if you remember, there was a crack. I called it Crackgate because every friggin' book I got back had little micro cracks on the seam, and it was absolutely aggravating. How the heck do I have? Oh, I see why. Okay, and I don't understand. I couldn't understand why that was happening, but then I figured out. You know what? It's probably because when they're sealing the slabs together, they put it in a machine, and almost like a clamshell machine, similar to the presses. Probably, I would think. I believe that whoever was operating that machine was putting too much pressure on it, and they were causing cracks along the seams. Now, at first, CGC were fixing those, but then after about 300 of them coming back from me, they finally said we're not doing that anymore. Those cracks are acceptable. So there was that, right? But yeah, that was a pain. I am not seeing many cracks lately. Cracks from shipping. That's what I was referring to. I haven't seen much of that with this new, the new bubble wrap they're using, which is very, very, very durable. In fact, I've been using them to ship a lot of the books back to my clients as well. And so far, I've only heard good things about that, which is great. Which is very, very great. I love that. I love when the books are not being damaged. All right, let's keep going here. Box number, I'll do a modern box. I think there might be some vintage mixed in here. Then the final box has a few more older books. Maybe I should have left the Superman to the very end. But what the hell? I figure, it was on the thumbnail. Why not give it to you first, right? Hell, it's Christmas. Mark, I finally caught a live show. I'll be dropping by the shop this Saturday. Excellent. Look forward to seeing you, Mark. It has been a while. It has been, this chair. It has been a while. Daniel says, you think they toughened up their slabs also since the controversy of people taking out the comics and switching? No, they haven't toughened up their slabs, but they're sealing their slabs all the way around. In the old days, you get your fingers, you could actually rip it apart pretty easily. Now they use adhesive all the way around. So if you're going to try to crack it apart or try to slip out the inner well, it's going to crack, and you're going to know it's been tampered with. So now they made it very, look, it's not impossible. I cracked 4 books out today, but you destroy the slab when you're doing this. That's the thing. So yeah, I wouldn't say that the materials are any different. They're just, wow, some more 9/8, guys. They're just sealing they're sealing them around the edge a little more, like I can't open this up. Like if you have an old CGC slab, like from like 10 years ago, you can get your fingers in there, you can actually open it and close it almost. You could do that with these two, with the newer ones, the newer style, to a certain extent. But then, since that whole scandal a few months back, they started sealing it all the way around. So it's a little more difficult to get in. It is what it is. All right, here we go. Betty Page, Queen of the Nile, #1 from 1999 in a 9.8. Let's get that overhead cam going. All right. And then we have it's a cool book, X-Men 50. Onslaught cameo wraparound cover. I'm not sure this is going to show up or not, but I'll do my best. Here we go. It's not too bad. And a 9.8. That's right. Let's see here. Okay. And then we have a 9.4 copy of X-Men #14, annual 14. I apologize. Yeah, guys, please hit that like button if you wouldn't mind. It does help the analytics out quite a bit. It'll direct other people to my channel, which I'm trying to do. And you hitting that like button does help me out a lot. We have a 9.8 copy of Batman, Harley and Ivy from 2004, also in a 9.8. And then we have Harlequin, The Roller Coaster of Love. Hey, in a 9.8. The Crow, #1 from Tundra Comics, 92. This is in a 9.4. Tough book to get in a 9.8. Another 9.8, X-Men 53, first full appearance of Onslaught. Right there. Nice. We've got another Betty Page book here, #3. Also in a 9.8. There we go. There we go. These books are kind of heavy on my blackboard here. Okay, we have a 9.4 copy of Coyote, #13 from 85. In a 9.4. We have another Betty Page book, #2 in a 9.8. Another awesome book in a 9.8. This one oftentimes has fingerprints all over the place, but you know what? There you go, a 9.8, Harlequin and Batman. Very cool. All right, and I'll do one more before I go to I take these. The stack is getting heavy. I gotta put them away. Omega Man, another Omega Man #3 in a 9.6. All right, so there we go. I will leave them there as I pack them up so you can enjoy them as I take them back down again. And I'll go back over to the comments and see what you guys are saying. Crackgate. There's lots of gates going on at CGC. Hey, Henry, how's it going? Good to see you. Alan Seth Johnson, how are you? Anthony Wheeler, any good Bronze Age horror being worked on lately? Bronze Age horror. It's starting to pick up, the Bronze Age. All the Bronze Age stuff starting to pick up. I'm seeing a lot of guys. In fact, a couple of real beautiful Hulk books from the Bronze Age. If you like that period, don't go anywhere. Those are coming up very, very soon. Bronze Age books are an interesting genre because or interesting period because most of the time when you find these books, I wouldn't say they're dogs or that they're in terrible shape, but they've been well read, and to get them like in high grade is not easy, but it's not an impossibility. Like, you can find them. You keep searching, you're going to find these beautiful high grade Bronze Age books that, if you could snag a 9.8 on those, white page especially, they're worth some money, even a run book, right? So to be honest, that's kind of what I've been hunting. Funny you mentioned that. The horror stuff, I do have a couple of clients who are hunting those down, and when they do find them, they do bring them in. I have a few, or I had a few at the shop. They may have all sold. The other day, a fella came in, one of my clients came into the shop, and I had a bunch of number ones, like first, not key books, but a lot of number first issues, and he bought them all. So, and I think a few of those were the horror ones that went. I hate when anything sells, to be honest, because I'm a big hoarder, but they have to go, right? They have to go. Yeah. But am I working on any right now? There's always some of those horror books being worked on. There's always some of those horror books, going through the shop for sure. If I had time, I might show you what I picked up at the show in Mississauga a few weeks back. Again, nothing fancy, but they're Bronze Age and they're really, really minty. And that's why I bought them. So I think I might get a 9.8 on them. Again, not super expensive books, but just cool books that you usually see like 9.2s. You can find them in nice, near mint copies, but the ones I got were like just nice, like really, really nice. So that's why I took the plunge on them. All right, let's keep going here. Oh, actually, let's see. John's in the house here. How you doing, John? Good to see you. Alan Seth, how you doing? Hopefully my Bronze Age Weird War tonight. I'm not sure, Jive Turkey. Maybe we'll see it. Expensive, but still attainable. That's right. Henry says, vintage books still being stored at CGC. Yes, I checked today, and I still have vintage books from August. From August, at which time the turnaround was 45 business days when the books were landed there. But those books are sitting there in limbo because now, as you all know, their turnaround time is 115 business days, which is a load of horse shit, but we are at their mercy, it seems. Okay, let's keep going here. Oh, I hope did I mix those up? Oh, I hope I didn't mix those up. Well, these go over here, I think. Yeah, these go over here. And then this goes with these guys. All right, we got a Teen Titans number 44, Canadian price variant in a 9.6. Let me show you this right now. Bang. And then we got a G.I. Joe number 1 in a 6.0. They really crucified this book. There's got to be something going on that they didn't like. Trying to see it through the slab. For a modern book to get a 6.0, there's got to be a stain somewhere, or there has to be like a major fold somewhere. I'll have to investigate that later. I'll investigate that later. Is there any point of a certificate of authenticity if you're getting it slabbed? If you're referring to a book that you've got that you have assigned, yeah, because remember, if you've been watching Swaggle we talked about that the other day too. He actually posted a video today where we talked about JSA, him and I, from last week on his show. Maybe want to go. Maybe I'll post that on my Facebook page. You guys can listen to. It's only a 10-minute video, but JSA's authentication isn't, gospel, right? It isn't gospel. And I talked about Kevin had a book that he wanted from California, had a book that was JSA, had a certificate of authenticity that he sent into CGC to have it transferred into a new JSA slab. Now, even though JSA authenticated it years prior, they said the signatures were not authentic. So, yeah, I think it's wise if you have a certificate to keep it with your book because, yeah, you know what? Sure, you have JSA saying it's authentic, but then you have the certificate that goes along with it. It's just a better. I think it's good to have it with it. Is it 100? You have to have it, of course not, but it's probably a good thing to have. Great book to have it at 9.8 here. Heir to the Empire, #1, right there. We have a 7.5 copy of a newsstand of ASM 316. Star Wars #1 in a 9.4. Nice. John, did you put in a Star Wars or whatever? I don't remember. Another G.I. Joe book. We have a G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero 226 subscription edition, and this is in a 9.8. We have a 9.6 copy of Batman, Harley, and Ivy #1. That's a really nice looking book. Why'd they give it a 9.6? What the hell? I see a couple little things, but boy, that's being picky. It's a really clean looking copy. We have another Coyote #11 in a 9.4 Epic Comics. We got a 7.5 copy of Star Wars 68. That's about right, I think. Transformers #1 in an 8.5. New Mutants 98. First appearance of Deadpool in a 9.8. Very cool. And we have an Amazing Spider-Man #301 in a 9.6. The moderns are almost coming to an end. Again, I have one more box. If you're just getting here, another box to share with you. The last box is a kind of a mixture of moderns, but I think a little bit more when it comes to vintage. So you don't want to go anywhere. Again, guys, Kevin the Comic Doctor is a three box unboxing. Box #2 is almost finished, and then yeah, we'll be right back. Let's go back to the last couple of books here. We have an X-Men 266 in a 7.0. It's a newsstand copy. And then last but not least from this particular order is an ASM. Wow, look at that. You know what's crazy is that New Mutants 98, I think they kept it under modern. They did. Sometimes they'll nail you, sometimes they won't. So this person's very lucky. They only paid $38 to have their New Mutants 98 graded because that should have been actually under high value. Anyways, finally on this one, we have a Amazing Spider-Man. We knew it was a lower grade one. Really big pain in the ass on this book. Oh, what a bunch of buggers. ASM. This pisses me off. ASM #300 and 6.0. And what's really, really pissy about this one, and I'll go to the other cam and I'll show you. What's annoying about this, look, that's the book. We knew it was a lower grade book because of the color. We took the color touch off, and those idiots still nailed us on it. That's very, very frustrating. And we did a very thorough job too. That's the one reason I don't like doing color touch removal, because if it's not to their standards, they could still give us a stupid purple label. Like, what more do you want us to like cut big giant holes in the book? Like, holy shit, that's really aggravating. So we'll see what we'll do with this one now. I'm not sure. Not sure what we'll do. Whether we send it back for them to do it, or if we crack it and try it again, is even worth it. I don't know. All right, let's put these guys away. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, John. Okay, it's a Star Trek #1. All right. I couldn't remember. I could not remember. All right, let's put these guys away. If I get a chance to sort these books, I will contact owners tomorrow. I have some appointment availability on Saturday to pick up this stuff. Again, that's if I get them sorted in time. I'm trying my best, guys, but I am also trying to get books mailed out to people. That's a priority too, because I was getting overrun with books. I was waiting for orders to finish. So mailing stuff out takes a tremendous amount of time. Yeah, so your patience is always, always appreciated. All right, boy, lots to put away here. Alan says, so I'm looking at March to get my Green Lantern. It's 115 business days. So could be. It shouldn't be that way. Now, again, if I've submitted books on your behalf over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I have sent them under fast track service. I'm not using the vintage service anymore. I won't do it. It's just too long. Like 50 days is my max. I'm not going to, like right now, the moderns are like 45 or 48 business days. If they start going to the next level, I'm going to start doing fast track for moderns as well. I can't wait around that long. The one thing I am doing though is I am, whatever they charge me for the fast track is what I'm charging you. I'm not making money I'm not upcharging you on the fast track service. You're kind of being forced to use it, and that's not fair. So whatever my cost is on the fast track is what I'm charging on the fast track. I could charge the rate, but I won't. Because I want them back in your hands too. So yeah. Hey Kev, do you know if my white dwarfs are back? Grounder, are you psychic, my friend? Don't go anywhere because they're right there. They're right there. I can see them peripherally. I can see your white dwarfs. Don't go anywhere. Canada Comic Guy, do they return the COA when they mail the slab back? Usually they do. Sometimes they don't, but most, like 99% of the times they do. I ask people, they don't want your COAs. They don't give a rat's ass about your COAs. So I don't usually send them. If people are dropping off books that have COAs, I ask you to take them with you. I don't want them because we're pretty busy. I don't want to lose your COAs. So then you get mad at me. It's better if you just take them with you. Winston says, I wouldn't think JSA's database gets updated. So maybe with the better technology and databases, they realize it's now not an authentic. Perhaps, I don't know, but it's ridiculous. That they don't stand behind what they previously stood behind. It's weird. Fingers crossed for Hellboy. I don't know. I didn't see it, but I don't know. I think I submitted a 98 New Mutants with you as well. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I honestly don't know who's here, guys. I have no clue. So I can't tell you who's or what's. Dannon says, question. If you have a modern and vintage books in the same order, will I get the moderns back? Yes. See, Dannon, you are in the enviable position of living down the street. So you can just come and grab them anytime you want, right? But yeah, your moderns will come back before your vintage fast. Actually, I think vintage fast tracks are actually coming back before the modern. So those, and any vintage book I have now is going fast track. The only way I will not send them fast track is if you got a huge order of vintage. Say you've got like 50 vintage books and you don't care, you don't mind waiting 7 months, then I'll send them because I know it's a lot of money. But yeah, in regards to yours, your moderns probably will come back. They will come back at different times, Dannon. But what's nice is once you see them or once I contact you, you can contact me. You can come grab them anytime you want. A friend told me to give a CGC a photo, but why do they need it? Why would they need they don't care about your certificate of authenticity. They really don't care. They tell me we don't look at them. They have their own system. So whoever's telling you to send the certificate into CG, they don't care. The only time a certificate might be of some assistance is if it's a pedigree book or a book from a certain collection. If it's from a special collection, from the collection of, then sometimes they will want that certificate. But if it's a signature, they don't care. Remember, you could send a certificate in, pre-JSA. What's going to happen? They're going to give you a green label. They don't care. And now they have to authenticate it themselves. Your COA means nothing to them. Even if it's a JSA COA, it makes no difference. They're going to redo it. Perks of being down the street. John Byrne's signature for Fan Expo. Ooh, that rings a bell. Yeah, I have 3 or 4 more boxes downstairs. You know what, Stephen? That rings a bell. Now that you mention it, send me a text after the show and I'll have a quick look at your file and see if it's here. You know, was it only one book you submitted? That's it? All right, let's keep going. I made Grounder wait long enough. Okay, we'll start with your white dwarfs. Oh my God. All right, heavy, heavy, heavy. Now, this is something I don't think I've ever seen before. Very fragile. And check this out. Check this out. This is crazy. One of the thickest slabs I've ever seen. I don't recall seeing slabs this thick before. This is your White Dwarf Game Workshop from 1977. Chris Beaumont cover and art. This one is in an 8.5. Let me show you here. What a thick looking slab. It's a weird looking slab. Really thick. Look at that thing. Like, look at that. It's really thick. I'm trying to give you an idea of, like, where's my tape measure here? This thing's probably like almost like an inch thick. There is it. Yeah, it's 1 inch thick. It's 1 inch thick. It's crazy. Anyways, there you go. 2 likes. Come on, guys. Give me a hand. Some more likes would be nice. All right. There's a White Dwarf there. And then we have another White Dwarf. And when I pulled these out, I was worried the slabs were cracked because they were so flimsy feeling. Compared to the new ones, they're very flimsy. You got another 8.0. You got 8.0. So you got an 8.0 and an 8.5. I don't know what you were expecting with these in terms of their grades. Yeah, but anyways, there it is. And honestly, I don't think I've ever pressed these before. First time for everything. Oh, come on. There we go. Here we go, Grounder. He's going to give you a little bit of a history lesson. For anyone who doesn't know, White Dwarf is the first magazine from Games Workshop who makes Warhammer. It's how they got started. Thank you for that. I have no idea. It's really, really different. So Victor is somebody who's waiting for his Simu Lee signature. He's asked me 1,000 times. In case, no, it has not. Again, vintage books are 115 days. That includes books with signature series. And because Fan Expo books went in probably in mid-September, do the math on that. 115 days from business days from mid-September. Unfortunately, Victor, we got a bit longer to wait. But I'm telling you, as soon as it comes in, you'll be the first to know. Wow, these are pretty cool. Anyways, there you go. Hope you like that, Grounder. I'm going to put those over here, I guess. Get these out of the way because they're really big, really big. I'll put them there. Okay. Now we got some more. We got a whole mishmash of stuff. All right. We got a 5.0 All-Star Western 11, second appearance of Jonah Hex. I think there's another appearance of Jonah Hex in this box as well. I think there is. Okay, we've got a 9.0 of Darkness number 1.5, the Mexican edition. Reprints Darkness 1.5 number 1, and that is in a 9.0. Looks nicer than a 9.0 to me, but it's hard to see this one, guys. I do apologize. It's very dark. I don't know if I can you kind of see that? It's kind of hard to see. It's kind of a foil cover, so not easy to really see. I'm gonna put on an angle like that. All right, here we go. Yeah, Steven, 1 book. So give me a holler later, and I'll see what I can do. 9.8 copy of Lost Years, Last Ronin. We got a 9. Oh, this is a nice. Oh, I love that. 9.8 copy X-Men 26 Williams foil edition. It's a virgin cover. That's a pretty looking book, man. That is a pretty looking book in a 9.8. I like that one. I like it a lot. We got a 9.6 copy of Free Comic Book Day 2021 Solo Leveling. There. We have a 9.4 copy of Secret Wars number 10 CPV. We have What the friggin' heck? Okay, now I'm really confused. This one is really confusing. Coverless cover is a color copy. What the hell? Is it? This is a Doom book, Granov version edition. It says number. It's a coverless copy, no grade. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. That'll be very interesting to see. We'll have to check that one out. We got a 3. Oh, here we go. We got some vintage books now. We got a 3.5 copy of Batman 237. We have an All-Star Western, number 10, first appearance of what's his name there? Jonah Hex. Another, oh, you know what? Look at this. Another fat book. Another fat slab. Another fat slab. This is a little smaller, though. This is for pulp book. Famous Fantastic Mysteries 41 in a 6.0. Pretty cool. And then another one, Famous Fantastic Mysteries, number 43 from 1946 in a 2.0. That's cool. Pretty cool. All right, I'm going to put these babies away because it's getting too high yet again. Doc and the team really came through. They were so dented up. Yeah, I'm glad you're happy with that. Those are top of the pop. Very happy with those, Doc. They are such tall books, so they dent like mad. Yeah, sometimes books, that are unfortunately, odd sizes can do that. This Doom book is, that's weird, man. I'm gonna look at it. I gotta research that one for sure. Lewis says, "Will you be listing those White Dwarf books? If so, there you go." I'm not getting involved in that, but you guys can surely talk. Brouhaha, how's it going? Been a while, my friend. What else? Who else? Anybody? I miss anybody else? Well, guys, if you want to know what's going on at the shop right now, I can tell you our turnaround times are the shortest they've ever been. If you've got books you would like to have pressed and cleaned, our turnaround time is 3 to 4 weeks. I'll say 3 to 5 weeks. 3 to 5 weeks to get to your books. That's the fastest we've ever been. We are also doing conservation service work now as well. As you probably know, we are doing deacidification of books. We are also doing staple fixes. We are doing, light therapy, cover brightening, that sort of thing. So if you've got a book like this would have really actually benefited from that. But if you have any books that fit the bill, give us a holler. We're happy to help. Also going to be at the Toronto Comic Book Show's Boxing Day Extravaganza. I think that's next Friday. I think it's next Friday. It's on my here, let me see. I think I have it on here. Let me see if I have it on here. I thought I did. Yeah, right here. I'm going to show it to you right now. There we go. Free admission. It's on Friday, December the 27th. At the Monte Casino Hotel and Event Center on 3710 Chestwood Drive in Toronto from noon till 6, so I can sleep in. So I'm pretty happy about that. But we will be there. I'll be set up there taking submissions. I'm probably going to have, this will probably be the last pressing sale I'll have for some time, the Boxing Day sale. So take advantage of that, because once that goes, there'll probably be no more for probably until the spring. Maybe I'll do one in late winter too. We'll see, but late spring for sure. And again, if you're in the area, come by the shop this Saturday. And you can submit books there. I can do pre-screening for you as well. And lots of cool books to peruse, and toys and statues and all kinds of fun stuff. Animation cells, framed animation cells I have now in stock. So if you are looking for that cool gift for that special someone, come on by and say hi. Okay, let's keep going. We got a few more to go. All right, we've got another Harlequin and Batman Harlequin. Oh, it's a second printing, this one. 9.8 second printing. Here we go. All right. And then we have an ASM number 60 and a 5.5. We have, okay, here's some of these Bronze Age I was talking about. Incredible Hulk 169 and a 9.2. Love it. But it gets even better. Don't go anywhere. Check these out. We have a really nice copy of Spider-Man number 135 and a 9.4. We have a 9.6 copy of Fantasy Masterpieces, which reprints the first appearance. Not the first appearance. It reprints the first Silver Surfer issue. I had this book in a 9.8 and I sold it way too cheap. Breaks my heart now. We have a 9.8 copy of the first appearance of Gambit, X-Men 266, White Pager. We have a Hulk. Last two 9.8s are coming up in a second. We have a Hulk 340 and a 9.6. And check this out. This one here, what is this one here? This is a, what do we got? This is Killer Care Bears. 2 Bears Purple Foil Edition in a 9.8. Look at that right there in a 9.8. Very cool. And this one had a little card or something in it, like there. See, when you have a CG, when you have a what do you call it, like a certificate or whatever, they'll put it in another bag and they'll usually include it with your comic. This one was inside this comic like that. And then finally, this is the one I was holding off on. Another beauty Hulk book, Hulk 179 from 1974. Oh my Lord. I mean, not a key book in any ways. It's 2 issues before the first appearance of Wolverine. 9.8 White Pager. Hulk Goes Wild. Hulk 176. This is what I'm talking about, guys. These are the books I love searching for. And it's guys like Bad Hombre and Logan who've kind of tuned me into this stuff. Not that I'm hunting for it religiously, but these guys have a great eye for this stuff, and they've been picked. I don't believe this belongs to either of those guys, but you know, I'm really keen on these 1970s Hulk, 1970s Spider-Man, 1970s. You mentioned the horror book, Frankenstein's monster, things like that from Marvel. Or, the other the DC counterparts, the various horror type magazine or comic books. Yeah, I am totally tuned in. These are what I'm looking for now personally. Love those books. Look at this thing. And in 2 more issues, the next issue, we meet Wolverine in the very next issue. Beautiful comic. Beautiful. I don't know who the owner is, but congratulations. Now, a few of you guys were asking about... We're asking about Fan Expo. I have one book. Yeah, there may be, not all the books are back yet, believe it or not. If it starts getting like, wait, this is taking way too long, this doesn't make any sense, don't be afraid to throw me a text. But if you do throw me a text, please tell me your name. I get so many texts every single day, and guys like, hey Kevin, how's my order coming? I'm like, okay, who is this? Like to say, hey Kevin, this is Bill Johnson. I have a book that was submitted at Fan Expo. I was already invoiced. Just curious the status. That's what you want to say. It's very important that I know that you were invoiced, because if you were invoiced, if I sent you an invoice through Square, that means the book is at CGC. Now, could your book come back and I file it and then not contact you? The only way that would probably really happen is, I'm going to throw my daughter under the bus here. If she's doing my sorting for me, sometimes she will not realize an order is complete, and she will not put your folder into the ship or the pickup section. So it'll stay in the ongoing section. If that happens, it'll just kind of sit there for a while till I notice it. It's been there for a while. Nothing's wrong. Your book's safe. It's just we didn't put your folder in the right place. So that does happen. That said, there are still outstanding books from Fan Expo. So if you're still holding off for one, there's a good chance it's still there. Okay, there are some scragglers. There really are. Let's see if there's any more questions, and then I'll probably just take off. when I try to check my status of my order on your website, it tells me my invoice number is incorrect or it hasn't been updated. What's it telling you? Incorrect or it hasn't been updated? Which one, Spiro? And which invoice was this? Remember, my website will only recognize invoices that came in, like I think it was in late September is when it started working, I believe. So if your order's from August, it may not recognize it. Now, if it's a manual, one of those forms that I do at the shop, I might have put your information in. I might have typed your number in wrong to my database. That's possible too. So I'll have to check yours. I mean, if it came in earlier than, if it's in August, that's probably why it's not showing up. If it came in the last couple of months, it's because I probably entered the number incorrectly when you're at my shop that day. So I'll have to go back and adjust that. So just maybe send me a text tomorrow and I'll fix that. Hitting any shows in January? Alan Seth says to me, there are no shows in January. I don't think so. I'm going to take it easy in January, guys. I've had a really busy year doing shows. I'll probably do a little bit of advertising on, online in January, February. I'm still pushing our free shipping option. If you are anywhere in Canada or the United States and you want to send us your books to work on, well, we'll cover the cost of that. So go to the website, fill out a submission form of 10 or more books, 10 or more magazines or comics, and I will cover your shipping to me. And guys, that even counts for you local guys in the GT. If you're in Toronto, West End, say, or Mississauga, you don't want to drive to Oshawa, well, send me, do the online ship thing, and I'll send you a UPS shipping label, and it will save you a drive out to see. Now, I don't know why you wouldn't want to come and see me, because look at this. Wouldn't you want to meet me in person? I know I would want to meet me in person. But if driving out to see me is hard, or if you're downtown and it's harder for you to get that to Oshawa, again, that's a great option for you. What a cover, though. Yeah. Oh, I talk about that Hulk book. It's gorgeous. Yeah, I submitted at Hamilton. I was one of the few, I think. You were one of the only. Hamilton was the absolute worst show I've ever done and will never do again. It was a very strange show. The best shows for me have always been the Toronto Comic Book Show. It's where I started collecting books years and years ago. Geez, going back to 2012. And I'll be honest, Fan Expo this year was pretty good too. And Montreal wasn't too bad either. But it takes a lot out of you, man. It just tires you right out. I think in 2025, I don't know, like Fan Expo this year, I will not be there for 4 days. No way. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, not doing that again. It was absolutely exhausting. So what I will do for Fan Expo is I'll probably go on one day. I'll go on Saturday. I will take books in for my clients, pre-show, and I'll just go there with your books on a Saturday, get it all done, and get the hell out. And that's it. I'm not going to sit there and take books at the show. No. And a big part of that is, CGC doesn't promote me, so why should I go there and promote them? I'll do it for you guys, for those guys that want to get those signatures. I'll give one day, but that's it. I'm not going to break my back and go there. And it is absolutely tiring. Doing that show is absolutely tiring. Well, guys, that's it. Listen, I think I'll be back one more time before Christmas. It may be, I've got 3 more boxes to do. I have to get those done. It's probably going to be a pre-recorded show. If it's not a pre-recorded show, then I might do an early morning or afternoon show, like on Monday or on even Christmas Eve, but it's like early in the day. I'll get it over with type thing. That's possible. Now, just to answer this big question, I know I'm going to get, will you bring books? Can I pick up my books at the Toronto Comic Book Show? I'm going to say no. I don't want to do that, guys. Last couple of times I've done that. I brought books for clients who said they're going to come and they didn't come. And you know what? Bringing the books there is not a problem. Usually, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Okay, it didn't come. It's going to come now. When it does, I'll hit the mute button again. I don't mind bringing the books, but when people don't come, I'm bringing books to Toronto. I got to do that the day before. It takes time to organize your books, bring to Toronto. And then there's always a chance of breakage and there's a chance of them being stolen. So that's why I don't like to bring comics to the show for returns, because it distracts me. I don't like to do that. That's the main reason. So to answer your question, if you're wondering if I will do that, I'd rather not. I'm going to say no. But again, over the next 2 weeks, I'll be around. I think I'll be around. So I'll be available on Saturdays for pickup as per usual, and available Tuesdays and Thursdays in the early afternoon for pickups by appointment if you want to come out on a Tuesday or a Thursday. And that's pretty much it. Again, at the shop this Saturday, taking submissions, giving books back. I'll try to sort these out the next day or so. I'll try, and I will let you know if your books are ready for pickup. I'll continue to do shipments back to people whose orders are complete from out of town. That's not a problem. If you have more books you want to send in, please do the online submission form. If you do 10 books or more, I will send you a shipping label to get your books to me free of charge. That's it, guys. If I don't see you in person, have a fantastic holiday. Have a fantastic Christmas. Try to relax. I'm going to try to relax this year. I'm going to try to relax this year because I'm never relaxing. So I'm going to try to take it easy for a few days. I might not even talk comics for 2 or 3 days. I'm going to try and see if that's possible. Maybe Christmas, the 26th, the 27th. I guess I have to at the show. But 2 days. I'll try to do 2 days of no comic work at all. Anyways, guys, take care. Have a fantastic night. Hope you enjoyed that show. And we'll see you again here very, very soon on the Comic Doctor YouTube channel. All the best. Bye for now.